What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our Big Ten football channel.
Illinois was one of the surprise teams in the 2019 college football season. They lost to Eastern Michigan in the non-conference. That was their toughest non-conference game on the schedule, but still made it to a bowl game. I don't think many people would have said really that they would make a bowl game in the preseason, but really would not have said that if you lose to Eastern Michigan, you're going to make a bowl game. The win over Wisconsin, that upset, I think really propelled them, and a schedule that wasn't that bad. They didn't have to play Ohio State. They didn't have to play Penn State out of the East. And then, again, Eastern Michigan was their toughest non-conference game. So let's see what the schedule looks like in 2020. Is it going to give them another chance to make a bowl game potentially, or who knows, maybe more than that? Here is that schedule, and once again, you see it's a very weak non-conference schedule, probably even weaker than the one that they had last year. They open up with Illinois State, and then they'll play UConn on September 12th, and then Bowling Green on September 19th. So 3 pretty easy games to start the season. You'd expect Illinois to be favored in all those matchups, and should get off to a good start before getting into Big Ten conference play. They get a bye week after Bowling Green, so they'll play the 3 non-conference games, then they get a bye week before beginning Big Ten conference play, where they will open up with Rutgers. Not a bad opponent to open up the conference schedule with. Rutgers, again, I know we say this, they're probably the worst team in the Big Ten, or they have been at least, and we expect them probably to be in 2020. And then after that, it's a tough road game against Nebraska on October 10th. This will be a big game for Illinois. If they can win that and keep the momentum going, they could be 5-0 halfway through the month of October. Then they play Purdue at home, a winnable game on October 17th. Getting them at home, I think, will help. Minnesota at home on October 24th. Going to be a tough matchup, but again, it's a home game, so you're looking at 2 big games back-to-back there at home before playing Wisconsin on the road on October 31st. Follow that up with the start the month of November with a game against Iowa at home, and then a road game at Indiana on November 14th, Ohio State on November 21st, and a road game against Northwestern on November 28th. Once again, a schedule that is not bad at all for Illinois. Yeah, you add Ohio State into the schedule, but you take Michigan off, and they, again, do not play Penn State. So their cross-division matchups really could not be much better. I mean, they get Rutgers and Indiana. Now, Indiana was pretty good last year. I guess you'd like to have maybe Rutgers and Maryland, but still, it's a very favorable schedule in the Big Ten, a very weak non-conference schedule, and overall, this is probably one of the weaker conferences, one of the weaker schedules in all of the Power 5 conferences. So I think it's going to give them a chance maybe to get back to a bowl game with this schedule and the way it sets up. There are some tough games on there. You got Ohio State, Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota. They were going to be pretty big underdogs in those 4 games, but you look at the rest of the schedule, and they're going to be favored in some games that could probably go either way. And overall, again, this schedule for 2020 is a pretty easy schedule for Illinois, and it sets up in a way that I think they could have another successful season once again this upcoming season in 2020.